Trigger warning.
This episode contains the biblical truth about foreigners and aliens. Hello, and welcome to Really Bible, the show that challenges you to read that Bible. I'm Ben Esteville, and today the government is mostly shut down. This is due over concerns about border security or a border wall, which I have been told Mexico will be paying for. Nevertheless, it is said that this border wall is needed for our security, to keep out the foreigners from the south. I've heard that there are foreigners in a caravan coming to you soon, and the only way to stop it is a border wall. I'm not convinced, but I will rest assured in the knowledge of the word of the Bible. For the Bible is said to hold the truth of all truths. So, what does the Bible say about foreigners? Let's find out. Leviticus chapter 22 verses 24 through 25. Any animal which has its testicles bruised, or crushed, or torn, or cut, you shall not offer to the Lord or sacrifice within your land. Neither shall you offer as the bread of your God any such animal gotten from a foreigner, since there is a blemish in them. Because of their mutilation, they will not be accepted for you. It would seem that God is super picky about testicles, and the foreigners don't know how to properly care for those testicles. Animals are going to be slaughtered in the glory of God. This is a sacrifice, but only if those animals' testicles are of prime grade. So my question is, who determines if these testicles are up to God's high standards? It's obvious to me that only a priest of the Lord would have the time on his hands and the proper testicular training to discern whose testicles meet God's high standards. Century upon century, these testicular skills have been passed down from priest to priest, and in some denominations, those skills are still sharp as ever. Exodus chapter 12, verse 43 through 45. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "This is the observance of the Passover. No foreigner shall eat of it, but every slave that is bought for money may eat of it after you have circumcised him." I hope you wash your hands. "No sojourner or hired servant may eat of it." Foreigners are not permitted to eat this Passover meal. Perhaps they don't have good table manners? I don't know. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 21. "You shall not eat anything that dies of itself. You may give it to the alien who is within your towns, that he may eat it, or you may sell it to a foreigner. For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. You shall not boil a kid in its mother's milk." These people understood that some meat is not fit for consumption, and it wasn't good enough for them. They weren't going to eat it, probably because they could get sick and die. However, there are aliens in the town. It was good enough for them. You could turn a quick buck selling it to the foreigners and so on. And this only informs me that they had very little concern for the life and well-being of anyone who was not in their tribe. Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 1 through 3. "At the end of every 7 years you shall grant a release. And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor shall release what he has lent to his neighbor. He shall not exact it of his neighbor, his brother, because the Lord's release has been proclaimed. Of a foreigner you may exact it, but whatever of yours is with your brother, your hands shall release." Release in this case sounds like forgiveness of financial issues, bankruptcy or something. But that's not for the foreigners. No hand release for the foreigners. Your brother gets a hand release. God's okay with it. The Bible's square with it. Your brother's happy about that hand release, but none for the foreigners. Yeah, this sounds like another double standard. No hand release for you foreigners. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. You may indeed set as king over you him whom the Lord your God will choose. One from among your brethren you shall set as king over you. You may not put a foreigner over you, who is not your brother. Arnold Schwarzenegger is still unhappy about this U.S. constitutional law. Most likely in the Bible, it was done to prevent foreign influence, corruption, and maybe collusion. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 20. To a foreigner you may lend upon interest, but to your brother you shall not lend upon interest, that the Lord your God may bless you in all that you undertake in the land which you are entering to take possession of it. It seems like it's perfectly fine to charge foreigners interest, but not your brother. Do you think we could have a viable banking system based on that today? 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 19. Then the king said to Ehai, the Gittite, why do you also go with us? Go back and stay with the king, for you are a foreigner, and also an exile from your home. There may be an assumption that the foreigner is also an exile, and they're trying to escape their past. They're running from a harsh prison sentence or some disaster they created for themselves. But that's only assumption. There are many reasons why foreigners want to go across the border. There could be gang wars, famine, economic reasons. There's a lot of reasons. But we shouldn't assume so much. What have we learned today? Well, it seems the Bible takes a dim view of foreigners, and they are definitely not treated with equality and are most likely victims of outrageous food crimes. I'm looking at you, Chipotle. I saw what you did. Let me know what you think about our border security, about the wall Mexico is obviously going to pay for any day now, and about foreigners, and whatever else is on your mind. Just leave your comments in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe, share, and click that bell for more notifications. Thank you very much for watching Really Bible, the show that challenges you to read that Bible.